All right, guys. It has been a day. Let me take my new elastics out because I invested in some more elastics because my last one broke today. Um, it has been a day. Ah, there we go. Let me tell you what's been going on, guys. Unbelievable crap has been going on today. How does this stuff happen to me? I really wonder sometimes, like, do I have a sign on me that says, hey, I'm a nice person. Try to use me and see what happens. And then you won't mess with me again. I don't know. So I called the police on this business. And I was at Plasma tonight. So I had to call them and then wait to make another phone call until after. So because you can't have like your phone on while you have a needle in your arm. So so basically, in between that time from the library, I had let these people know, and I don't know who they think they're pulling, the wool over, whose eyes they think they're pulling the wool over. But they were like, I'm like, hey, Labor Department has had a message left with them. Better Business Bureau, you need to pay me. So Ruth, I think it's Fazette, says, oh, well, do you have Venmo? I'll pay you by Venmo. Now, I had already talked to the bank about her suggesting this before. And she's like, I pay my 50%, right? And she's Chinese. And so the bank is like, one of the ladies at the bank is like, I would not recommend that at all because sometimes they can reverse it. And I'm like, this woman lies so much. I've never seen a person lie so much in my life, guys. She's pretty deceitful. And I sent her a text too, and I said, you're pretty deceitful, aren't you? I came right out with it. I owe her nothing. The lady at the bank is like, she is not your friend. She almost got you charged with theft because we would have come after you, and you would have had, the police glaring at you for trying to cash a check. But we already know that you came to us beforehand and told us that she didn't want to pay you. It was kind of suspicious and fishy, so we know it's not you, so you're fine. Okay, let me tell you the story she told the officer. So here's this check post dated for January 24th, 2026. All right, I meet her at the grocery store, and I said, can you cash it at the grocery store? I don't know. Just go to the bank, put it on, take a picture, put it in your deposit. I said, well, I want to cash it. Put it in your deposit. It will go right on your card, right? And so she could have seriously got me in trouble. So anyways, now imagine me, okay, I'm going to Walmart this morning. I'm seeing two people, one lady I cleaned for her home. I'm seeing two people that I have good rapport with. And this girl is she's kind of a little cold to me, a little bit, right? I said, hey guys, I'm walking by, I'm going to the ATM machine. And one of the girls, she just wasn't as friendly as usual. Now, I pick people up pretty quick. I have like a sixth sense. I get it from my mother, right? So I thought, well, what's going on with her? As I'm at the ATM machine, I'm like, she doesn't seem very friendly today. And I'm like, well, maybe because she's upset I didn't do their survey. I hadn't finished their survey yet. She told me to do a survey. I'm like, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I misread her. Maybe I did. Whatever. And I'm going on to my ATM machine to do my business. So they're closed. So I'm like, oh wait, the check did not go through yet. Wonder what's going on, right? I'm like, she didn't have the money, did she? Right? So I'm going through this in my mind. One of the girls comes over, even though closed, to do me a personal favor. And she goes, and this is the girl I thought was kind of standoffish. She says, hey. She said, I don't know if you know this, but we reviewed the check last night, and she postmarked that, and they don't have the money in it, and she postmarked it to this. And I'm like, you are kidding me, right? She's like, nope. And so I felt like it was intentional, so I'm like, well, let me figure this out. So I go down after to the other bank, and I'm telling them about it, and she's like, yeah, don't do Venmo with her. So I get back to Ruth, and I'm like, bank says I shouldn't be doing Venmo with you because you lie so much. No, I'm not kidding, guys. I came right out with it. And I go, you lie so much, I don't know, basically what to believe from you anymore. So, So I told the police officer what happened. I said, this should be criminal. She admitted on the phone. I'm like, Ruth, you lied to me. You postmarked this check for 2026. I know, she says. She's Chinese. I know. I don't have money to pay you. Now, right before that, in writing, she put, the restaurant was open yesterday, so they should have money to pay me. She's up and down like nobody I have ever seen before. So, I don't know if she's doing drugs or what she's doing. So I had gotten most stuff in writing. She keeps calling and calling. I'm like, write it, put it in writing, where you're going to meet me, where you're going to pay me. So she calls and calls, right? And finally, against my better judgment, I'm like, just take a phone call. And you know what she does? Instead of apologizing, she's like, you need to understand me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have money to pay you. I don't have money to pay you. Do you understand me? She's like, my boss is suing me and blah, 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 blah. Or her partner, right? And I'm like, is this a narcissist? Seriously, is this a narcissist? She doesn't pay me money, and I get to hear a victim story from her. And I'm like, you know what? I really don't care. It's not my business what happens to you guys. It's not my problem. I go, you both owe me some money. So she's like, no, I can't pay you, and don't you understand, and blah, 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 blah. And he's suing me for $20,000, and this and that. And I go, I am sorry you were going through this, but you owe me money. You both do. So, on and on it went all day, guys. And it's not that much money. The whole stupid thing about this is it's not that much money. She has that money in her cash drawer, and she didn't want to pay me cash the other day. No, I'll give you a check, she says. No, I'll give you a check. I probably should have demanded, nope, you're paying me now. I probably should have taken the money, and I probably should have left. So anyways, on and on she goes, right? And I'm trying to do this the legal way. So I said, you're paying me. So she says, tell the owner that you're going to call the labor board and the Better Business Bureau so he'll pay you. But don't really call them. She goes, please don't call on me. So what did I do? I called the labor board and the Better Business Bureau. And then I called the police. And I'm like, she actually intentionally gave me a fake check. So he talked to both of them. And he's like, now this guy, Ekin is his name, Ekin Young. He's like, he had seen me in the restaurant and he called me to see when I was available. He's like, I don't even know who you are. I didn't hire you. She hired you. She's stolen money from my bank account. She has done this. She's done that. She's written fraud checks to 3 other people. Blah, 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 blah. He's going on. I go, I really don't care about you two. I want my money. I don't care what's going on with you two. Well, this is going through a lawyer now and this and that. And I'm like, give me your lawyer's name. And he's like, don't contact me again or this is harassment. I go, you're harassing my life right now is what you're doing. So I talked to the police. He's like, unless it's criminal, there's nothing we can do. I go, well, she just lied to you. She said the date she scribbled on the check and the date was messed up. She did not write it for 2026. I sent him a copy of the check. I go, look at this. Does this look like a 5 or a 6? Bank says it's a 6. Bank won't cash it. So I said, look here, you got 30 violations, which I did not know when I worked for them, guys. 30 violations from the radio station. Health violations. I'm like, I am going to be talking about this on the radio. The radio had done a write-up of the restaurant. 30 violations, guys. Who does that? And I'm like, this is going on social media. This is going to the radio. This is going to court. You're also going to pay me for shutting down the restaurant with no notice, not giving me work. You promised me 40 hours a week. You're going to pay me for that. I'm going to unemployment, blah, 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 blah. Like, if I were you, I would clean this up real quick. So they got the money. She's got a sister who owns a restaurant. They got the money and they don't want to pay. And I'm sure with her girls, they had a nice Christmas. So hold a restaurant accountable, guys. I will be talking to business people that I know and holding them accountable. And I probably will be on the radio talking about their business too. There is no reason. I told this officer they already committed a crime. They illegally are holding my money back. He's like, well, they're having civil issues. I'm like, it doesn't matter if they're having civil issues. They owe their employees money. Now, the thing that I find funny is these other people are like, oh, we don't have our money either. I don't really know that I believe them. I really don't. I think there's some kind of Ponzi scheme going on here. I think they may be making this up a little bit so I don't feel bad. And when I went to the restaurant every single morning to see why they were closed and where my job was, I saw a couple business people there who looked like they were looking for Ruth, and she had the restaurant closed. And when I went to the door, they looked like they were following me. So I don't know if the mafia is involved. I don't know what kind of scheme this is. She's into real estate. She's got money, and then she was at one of the business meetings I went to that I thought was kind of scamish. I'm like, I'm not doing this business thing in Colorado. It sounds scammy. I'm not doing it. I had met her by going there. She did real estate, and then I had seen her there, and I'm like, watch your back, because she just came from a place that looks scammy, and she's going to jump in with them, which I would not. So, you know, guys, I usually am able to see things coming pretty well. So they're using this strategy to be fighting so that they don't have to pay me. And it is going to court, and it's going to small claims. I was told by the bank not to have everybody's name on it, you know, just put in case it gets dismissed. But I'm going myself, and I am going to take them to court, and they are going to have bad publicity. No one in the restaurant business does this, and they were shut down 3 times, I'm told, by the health inspector. So, bad business, guys. And this is actually, it's not just like, I was trying to figure out the heart when she wanted me to work for her. And she, you know, she was late paying me because the restaurant closed. I was trying to figure out the heart. I'm like, is she just going through a rough patch? What is she like, right? And then to see her business partner say, oh, she has done a lot of fraud. She's done this and she's done that. It's like, yep, bad people. You are dealing with bad people, Melissa, and you are not going to work with them now that you know this. Nobody I know of as a business writes somebody a fraudulent check. I mean, if you are dealing with family and you're like, well, you know, can you wait for your money? That's different. You don't do that in a business, guys. Bad people. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys.